Hello, welcome back, and thank you as always for joining me. Let's have a practical conversation today about a feeling, a sense that comes up for all of us on the spiritual path at one time or another. And perhaps you're going through this right now. It's a feeling of, well, of desperation and exhaustion, maybe even some despair or an overarching sense of frustration that this road that we appear to find ourselves on is going to be long indeed. As in, this is never going to happen. Awakening? Oh man, I'm a long way from that. That we all experience this feeling, and it feels like so much is being asked of us that in our habitual tendencies, in our ordinary habitual conditioning, we think that there's too much being asked of us and that we just can't do it. We can't meet hatred with love. We can't meet the extraordinary forces of hatred in the world, of power and control, of fear and fear mongering and rage. We are tempted often to think that there's nothing we can do about all that. How can we do what we're asked to do here and meet fear with love in the present moment? How can we simply show up and let the Holy Spirit lead the way? How can we show up and forgive in the midst of all of this chaos? Well, I mean, at some point over the past couple of minutes, you will have recognized at least something that you have no doubt felt on your spiritual journey and may very well be feeling right now as we speak, because this comes up for all of us. So, why don't we have, based on A Course in Miracles, naturally, what else, a conversation about what's really being asked of us? It is not too much for us to show up and extend love. What's really being asked of us is not over and above our greatest ability. In fact, our part to play in all of this is relatively small. It is comparatively small compared to the massive role played by the Holy Spirit. Now, let's be very clear about one thing. The Holy Spirit is part of you. It is part of our mind. We're invited to pay attention to this part of our mind. We're invited to follow its guidance at all times. And until we get there to the point where that is habit, it's every time we remember to do it, every time we recognize, we become aware that we've gone astray and we're allowing ourselves to be carried off in our habitual pattern of blame and judgment and hatred and the emotions that naturally follow that: guilt, fear, rage, blame, exhaustion, yeah, sadness, maybe, annoyance, whatever that may look like. It's the Holy Spirit's role to put what appear to be billions and billions of fragmented pieces back together. All we bring to the table is what's known in A Course in Miracles as a little willingness. Now, that choice of adjective, little, is deliberate. Our role to play here is relatively small. What we do is we simply show up with this little willingness to exchange illusions for truth, a little willingness to set our own illusions to the side, however briefly, even if it's only for a fraction of a second, and let truth be just as it is. Let the Holy Spirit do his thing. He knows what's going on at all times. Do you? No? Hmm. Exactly. What we're invited to bring, our part, is a willingness, just a little willingness to exchange illusions for truth, just a little willingness to meet the forces of extraordinary hatred with love, even if it's only for a fraction of a second, and even if no one knows and acknowledges that you're doing it. That doesn't matter at all. This is a course in mind training. And if you do it enough, you can bet that people are going to notice. They will most certainly pay attention. I mean, what do you think is most likely to happen when you actually do this course? When you actually do it and give the Holy Spirit this little willingness to exchange illusions for truth, to listen to his guidance, you're going to show up here on Wobbling Spinning Ball of Rock completely differently, aren't you? People will notice. You know they will. How can they not when you are so chill? How can they not notice when you enter a chaotic situation with a calm presence? Exactly. How can they not pay attention when you meet extraordinary hatred with present love? Exactly. And getting a certain reaction out of somebody or affecting a change in their worldview or behavior is not the goal of this course. Now, will that happen? Well, it might, but whether it does or does not makes absolutely no difference. And as we all see, as we go about the work of true forgiveness, some people's behavior never changes here on the surface of life. They keep doing the same things, they keep saying the same things. What's different is you are different. Your mind is different. Your mind is different. The stuff that you're forgiving, their behavior, in other words, may continue unabated, but does it impact you the same way? Exactly. We all find, should we embark on this journey, that after a period of time, however long that may be, we no longer see things the same way. Things that used to cause us to fly into a panic or to fly into a fit of rage or used to cause us despairing deep sorrow and sadness, we may find after some time listening to the Holy Spirit and giving him our little willingness to exchange illusions for truth, that the stuff no longer bothers us. It does not impact us the same way. If you're wondering if this is working, search your mind for just such an occurrence. And I'll bet if you've been doing this for a while, you can think of a few. And even if you're new or have not yet begun the journey of A Course in Miracles, apply this to your spiritual journey to this point. So we're not being asked too much. There's not too much being asked of any one of us. Our part to play is very small. The Holy Spirit does the rest. So we bring everything Bring everything, give everything to Him, to your inner teacher, who is our singular inner teacher, not separate from us at all. There are people that have commented to me that they fear to do this because they fear to give away power and control. They fear to give their relationships away to an outside power. Well, outside? No, not outside. The Holy Spirit is not outside you. It's part of you. It's part of your mind. And if you ever sat through Sunday school, a fundamentalist Christian Sunday school like I did as a kid, I have many stories about that. But if you've ever sat through such discussions, wondering what the Holy Spirit actually is, because nobody can articulate it, it's that. It's part of our mind. We're invited to follow its guidance. What we bring to the table is our little willingness. And it doesn't have to be constant. We're all going to make mistakes. Forgive yourself. Oh, have you tried that? If you haven't, yeah, might want to start. In fact, Ken Wapnick, perhaps the best known course teacher of all time, is famous for saying that a good course student is one who has messed up on the workbook or the text or anything, who has messed up and gone astray many times and forgiven themselves, right? Because we're all going to have these moments. And what we do when we recognize this, what we do when we become aware that we're judging, when we become aware of our own sadness, rage, frustration, guilt, blame, hatred, bitterness, and fear, the list can go on and on, we'll just leave it at that for dramatic purposes, of course. When we catch ourselves there, forgive. Simply bring our awareness back to the practice of true forgiveness. Yes, this sounds like a living, breathing, waking meditation practice. It is. Quite naturally, A Course in Miracles is not the only spiritual tradition to emphasize present moment awareness. It's not. It's just one of many. Yet, here's how this works. You may choose to see your entire experience in life as a meditation practice. What's the anchor? What's the breath, so to speak? True forgiveness of the Son of God, yourself for dreaming it. Ooh, yeah, don't leave that out. It's our dream, after all. Perhaps you'll allow that to serve as your anchor, so to speak. When you notice yourself distracted and carried away, bring your awareness back to true forgiveness of the Son of God. When you become upset, forgive whatever it is that you are upset at. Bring your awareness back to that forgiveness, practice it, and go about life. Rinse, repeat. Get distracted, bring your awareness back. Just like that. You could choose as your anchor, so to speak, true forgiveness. You could choose something else, whatever it is that reminds you of your relationship with the Holy Spirit, which is our singular relationship with the Holy Spirit. Whatever reminds you of that, whether it's a thought or a sound or an image in your mind, whatever it is, Bring your awareness back as soon as you notice yourself carried away in egoville. Bring your awareness back to true forgiveness of the Son of God. Rinse, repeat. What happens to you when this becomes habit? Some of you know. For starters, you sure don't see things the way you used to. And that should be powerful enough motivation to keep going. The reality here is that the world needs you to bring the light of truth. There are people out there that you can reach better than I can reach, better than any spiritual teacher can reach, even the big famous ones. You have the connections with them. You're meant to work with them. Even if you don't know them currently, you will. The world is obviously sick. It is obviously chaotic and anxious, yeah? Frantic, ego driven. You can make a much longer list of adjectives, but it's all those things, so it appears to be. Into this, you come with the miracle of true forgiveness. The more you bring this to the top of your mind and do it, the better. Each of us has a role to play. You may be tempted to shy away from that. You may be afraid of it, which is completely understandable. You may be tempted to run and hide. You can, but you don't have to. What's being asked of each and every one of us is a little willingness to exchange our illusions for truth. So, will you please join me? Thank you. Questions are more than welcome here, as always. This is an excellent forum for discussion. So, should you have a question about A Course in Miracles or spirituality in general, makes no difference. You're welcome to leave those questions here in the comment thread. And please do subscribe if you have not yet. That's the prompt in the corner of your screen. Click that icon, join us, and we will see you here again. By the way, several videos appear each week because, well, frankly, our spirituality is always there. It's not going anywhere. So you're invited to return again and again, subscribe again if you haven't, and I will see you all soon.